little piece of walnut. She's about 16 inches in diameter and maybe around 3.5 to 4 inches deep. Not real deep, but pretty big around. I've got her mounted on a faceplate. Forgot to turn the camera on. I talked all about and showed how I put my faceplate on, but here we go. Technical difficulties, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to shape this out, and then we're going to take it over to the workbench, and we're going to do something with the rim. First, I'll give it a shape. I'll fix a way to hold it. Probably is going to be a mortise, just because of how big it is, and my ability to potentially not turn it around, be able to turn it around. And this is going to be the top. So we're going to be spinning up at about 650, and I just sharpened up. I'm going to put a face mask on and dust mask and all that great business, and we'll get to turning. we're going to put some sanding sealer on her to protect her from the inlay that I'm getting ready to put in. We'll just sand this off later. So this isn't part of the finish. This is just to help protect the wood from the epoxy that I'm going to use, so I don't get staining. I'm only going to go so far down because it's more for drips and runs and stuff like this, and I will be turning a little more of this out later. I have finally decided what I'm going to put into my bowl. The rim of my bowl, that is. I am going to put these guys. I had bought some, I'm not even sure what they're called, just a floral decoration. And I'm going to take it around the rim. Kind of like the way the light green plays with the brown in the bowl. Let's see how this is going to work. And hopefully it will. Where'd I put my scissors? A little bit. Try to get them as full kind of as I can, because whenever I start turning it again, if I have to bring down the rim, we'll still maybe have good visual look to it. Get down there. Of course, I'm not real sure how it'll be with epoxy. I'm gonna go with like a clear epoxy, maybe a hint of blue to it. Oh, that one's wanting to be unruly. Maybe he wants. All right, here we go. Yikes. Let's try not to. Whoops. Like that. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Burning off. Those ones that are sticking up. Can't get my air bubbles. going to cover this up with plastic and hopefully don't have a big disaster. I'm going to watch it for a little longer, see if I can blow some more air bubbles off of it. Yeah, just already seems like it's dropping down. Oops, sticky. Yep. So, next time I see ya, either we'll be putting more on it or we'll be putting her back on the lathe. Let's see. Alright, so we got her back on the lathe. We're going to just try to trim this back some. Hopefully this epoxy is cured hard enough for me to do that. And then let me finish taking down from about here down to the center of it. Alright, let me get my mask on and all that business. Okay, mixed up some UV, well, I didn't have to mix it, I just added a little bit of color to it. Let's drip it down in these holes and see if it'll go down in there. I got a UV light. We're gonna hold the UV light over it for a while, get it set up, and then I can actually set the light down on it and let it cure. Probably is going to take quite a bit just because I can't, it's not just one spot, it's several spots. Anyway, I'll bring you guys back whenever I have it back on the lathe. Okay, got that all cured up. It took a lot longer than I expected, but this is a cheaper UV resin. Hopefully it'll hold up. I'm not going to put a tool back to it, I don't think. I'm going to start out sanding, see if I can take it down that way, because I am concerned if I take a tool to it that I may just create some more voids. So we'll start sanding. Let me get my dust mask on and my vacuum on, and away we'll go. Okay, we're going to start out with 320 and then we're going to work ourselves down to 5,000. I'm going to do a little bit of the wood on the inside, just kind of even out that finish, or that sanding sealer I put on there. Try to knock some of that back because I may have to resand it afterwards, but maybe the wet sanding will help straighten some of that out. But I'm mainly focusing on the epoxy, bringing that up to a shine and getting that depth back in it. So here we go. Forward. Alright. See where I need to start alcohol. What a mess. Okay. Alright, let's move on with some Yorkshire grit, the abrasive paste. Let's see if we can get a better finish on it. It's going to take a lot. Much better. Okay, let's go on with some Yorkshire grit microfine. I'm just going to do that on the rim. Finish polishing up that epoxy. See if we can get her to sing a little bit. Alright. See how she looks. Pretty good. Alright, now let's put some Mahoney's finishes. It is a heat treated walnut oil. I am gonna see if I can get some of this on here, and we'll get her up and spin her around and see if we can get a nice even coat of this on. I may take a couple of coats on her. We'll see. Make sure I get plenty on there. Alright. Get her evenly coated. Don't come flying off here now. That's definitely not what I want to have happen. So I'm wearing my new shirt that my future daughter-in-law bought me, and it says Woodturning by Vicky. So pretty excited about the new duds. Alright, here we are. Pretty good sized bowl. Of course this week I finished the bottom before I turned her around because of it being so big, and I wanted to make sure that I could get it finished. I did have some problems with the sanding of it. It really wanted to, you know, the grain was pretty porous, and it wanted to show a lot of my sanding marks. So I did a lot of hand sanding and you know, just different sanding without the lathe spinning and working on it. I spent quite a bit of time working on the sanding portion of it. We put the decorative floral in the rim, used some epoxy. Some of the problems that I had with this, I wish I hadn't have gone so with the blue in there. I think I wished I would have maybe put a hint of green instead of blue. But yeah, I did have to go back and fill in some spots because, you know, I knew that was going to be a potential problem with this type of material that I used for the inlay. You know, I knew there was probably going to be air bubbles. I knew there was a good chance that if I had to tool it back and I cut into some of them, that the epoxy, especially the type of epoxy I was using, would not be able to penetrate, and so I would have to fill some of the spots. The green, of course, is gorgeous, and the tones in the bowl is gorgeous, but that's what you're going to get when you're dealing with walnut. At least walnut, in my opinion, is a very pretty bowl, a pretty wood for a bowl. Yeah. So I want to thank everybody for watching my videos. I want to thank everybody that has subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead. You know, it's free. It's just lets YouTube know that you like my channel, that you want to see me make future content, and you know, it'll let you know whenever I have a video come out. You can share the video. That's always a good thing. That'll help my analytics and help me grow. You can give me that thumbs up. That'll help me. Leave me a comment. Love to to see what everybody thinks. You know, even if this isn't your cup of tea, or, you know, this wouldn't be for you, that's okay. I don't mind hearing that. You know, it isn't for everybody. But yeah. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching me. You guys have a great day. We're going to put this in the picture box. She's pretty big for the picture box, but I'm sure we'll be able to get some kind of pictures out of her. And we'll see you guys on the flip side. Don't forget to push that subscribe button.